Hi everybody, I'm Joe Goodman of Goodman Games here at Gen Con 2017. We've had 2 long days setting up the booth, but the booth looks awesome, and I think there's going to be a lot of stuff to please the fans. So I want to take it a minute or two and give you guys a quick walkthrough. So here you have Doug Kovac's painted backdrop, which is amazing. We have here the DCC 3PP stuff, as we call it, or Dungeon Crawl Classics third-party publishers. There's about a little under 100 SKUs here, so if you're a fan of the DCC system, there's 100 products here for you to check out. Carrying on, we have some of our DCC link bar, some of the DCC X-Crawl, some items you're familiar with most likely. Then we have the section I love, which is all the DCC modules that are in print laid out. And of course, every edition of the book, you got your Peter Mullen cover, your silver floor cover, lots of other stuff. So if you want anything DCC, come on by. Now I'm going to show you this corner of the booth. This is probably one of the coolest things we've ever done. This is the Appendix N library. So what you have here are multiple copies of every single book in Appendix N. We have some of the most rare editions at the top. There's some books up here that are extremely hard to find. Whereas, actually, like these, for example, these are the Face series for Lovecraft. These are going to cost you $20 each if you want them. We have some of the Merit books from back in the pulp era. Again, a little more on the expensive side, but if you're an Appendix N collector, this is your chance to get a hold of some real jewels. If you're just a fan who wants to read it, we have a lot of other titles as well. And we have some that are $3 and $5, so some of the more common ones. We have an entire bin here of, you got your Robert E. Howard Conan books for $3 and $5, and most of the Burroughs books, the Mars series, the Venus series, you can get those editions for $3 or $5. So anyway, if you're a fan of Appendix N, you're gonna have a blast. This collection, by the way, took about a year to pull together. Took a lot of man hours to set up, but it's awesome. We also have reprints of a lot of the classic pulp magazines. So if you are a fan of DCC, you are probably a fan of Appendix N, whether you realize it or not, because this is the DNA on which DCC was built. These are actually reprints of some of the original pulp magazines that most of those Appendix N authors appeared in. You may know them because you read them in book format, but many of them actually got their start in the pulp era of the 20s, 30s, and 40s, well before they were ever in book format. They're actually serialized. If you read the versions here, they're slightly different from the versions there. Anyway, most of those Appendix N authors were these pulps, and we have reprints of all of those classic pulps here to pick up. Then we have what I'm calling the Bazaar of the Bizarre. So for Kickstarter, we often do special products. For example, these armbands that we did for Metamorphosis Alpha. We have various kinds of belt buckles that we've done along the way. These are quite expensive, but very cool. We have the DCC Flask, which we produced for the Chain Coffin Kickstarter. We have dice, we have bookmarks, we have all sorts of stuff. And for every 100 customers, one gets lost by the Postal Service. So I always overprint a little bit, even on the special stuff, to take care of the customers when there's some sort of issue or not. Anyway, some of these Kickstarters are now so old, we're pretty sure nobody's going to come forward with a shipping issue, so we're making it available to the general public to pick up some of these items. And honestly, some of it's free. If you want a bookmark, we got a lot of bookmarks. So come on by for some free swag. That was Jim Wample you heard, by the way. He's recording this and he couldn't help but laugh. So let's see, what else we got? We have some other stuff you're probably familiar with. We have Age of Cthulhu, some of the Systems Neutral products. We have Metamorphosis Alpha, including the new Epsilon City and the Collector's Edition, of course. Actually, another thing, part of the Bazaar, we get damaged boxes. So if you want one of the components of the Purple Planet box set or the Chain Coffin, we have some of the insides of those boxes for sale from damages and stuff like that. Then we have the new releases. This stuff's awesome. We have 5 different designs of t-shirts. Of course, you've seen this on the website already, so I'm not going to go over it again, but I love the 8-bit design. This one, people either love it or hate it, but I love it. And there's several DCC designs, there's an MCC design, there's an Epsilon City design. If you want a shirt, we got you covered. We have the new DCC hats. I wasn't sure these were going to make it, but they made it. They turned out awesome. We have some recent releases, How to Write Adventure Modules That Don't Suck, Adventurer's Almanac. And then we have the Gen Con 2017 Program Guide, which turned out amazing. This one, by the way, includes a Dinosaur Crawl Classics, a DCC conversion of Bronchosaurus Rex. So if you ever wanted to play a Velociraptor in DCC, this is your chance. We have the dice, lots of dice. We have the 2 con exclusive sets, so we have some left over from North Texas and Gary Con, so we're selling them here. We have the new Mutant Crawl Classics dice sets. Now these are actually for Kickstarter backers only. We had some advance shipped, but based on the number of people who actually signed up to pick up the Kickstarter editions, we should have some left over. So if you are a non-Kickstarter backer, there's a good chance you'll still be able to buy one. We have what I call the warehouse finds. Every year we unpack the boxes and we're like, oh, we had one left over that we forgot about. So we have 2 sets of the Shanna dice randomly left over. We have some rat snake dice, actually not the new ones for the latest Kickstarter, but these are actually, they were in a box that came from the warehouse. So last year's rat snake dice, we got a couple sets for a lucky soul who shows up quickly. And then a couple of other dice you guys know about. Then you have one of my favorite aspects of the booth, and it pains me to sell this actually because it's so cool. I'm a fan of Game Science Dice, Muzaki's companies you probably know. And so I picked up 5 sets of every single color he offers, just to sell them here at the booth. So it's beautiful, you can see it here. But if you need a set of Game Science Dice with your D14s and your, all the special dice, D3, D5, etc., come on by and pick one up while they last. It looks awesome. Oh, and of course we have some of the D50 for those of you who need a D50. Then we have the spinner button. This is one of those ideas that is either really stupid or really ingenious, but it is it's a dead spinner. So when you make the roll the body check in DCC, you flick this and it spins. And it tells you if your character's dead, or in that case, -1 stamina, whatever it might be. But it's a button, so you can wear it around. And the good news is, it spins. So pick one up, $2. Then we have some of the new DCC releases. We have Neon Knights, number 94 in the series, just came out. We have Enter the Dagon, number 95, just came out new at the show. We have what I'm calling the 8-bit cover edition of Sailors on the Starless Sea. This con is actually the 5th anniversary of Sailors on the Starless Sea, which is kind of hard to believe. So this edition obviously has the module and the additional area that was added somewhere along the way. It has a gallery in the back of all the alternate covers that were published along the way. It has some of Doug Kovacs's original sketches for the cover art. It has actually, I dug this up in my files, didn't realize I had it anymore, but it has Harley's original map sketches from when he submitted the module way back when. Anyway, it's a great thing. It's only $15, and that's just for the show. We'll probably sell out. We have the new 5th edition fantasy module, number 11, The Archmage's Lost Hideaway by Rick Maffei. And then we have the DCC Con module that's exclusive to cons this year, which we probably won't sell out of those. I'm hoping to still have some of those for Game Hall. And this side of the booth, and actually you can hopefully see in the back there the trophies and the displays. You have the trophies for the team tournament that's going to be held, which is awesome. And we will have the gong, which I'm sure you've heard about. That'll be in the actual play area tomorrow, the ICC rooms, and we'll bring it here by the booth on Sunday once the games are over. Then we have some of the existing releases, all of our 5th edition fantasy modules. We have the Grim Truth's Traps products, the Ultimate Collection, as well as the DCC module and the mini module we did. We have a Judges Guild selection. We have all the classic modules. We reprinted a few of the 3.5 editions, and of course the Deluxe Collector's Edition. Then we have the artist section. So you probably know that a lot of the products we produce they're inspired by Appendix N, but they're inspired by both the art and the writing of Appendix N. And I work with a lot of artists who are amazing guys and have a really strong grasp of that original source material that inspires us all. And a number of them were able to make it here to the show. So we have Peter Mullen will be here. We have the Peter Mullen Art Folio, which is a collection of his work with a brand new cover painted by Peter. Stefan Pogue will be here. We have the Stefan Pogue Art Folio. Some of you may have the black and white edition that we published previously. This has an extra 16 pages of new art. We have some awesome stuff by Stefan. Not awful, awesome. We have the William McCausland Art Folio. Will is actually here from Canada. It's his first trip to Gen Con, and it's awesome. We have the Brad McDevitt Art Folio, which actually it's a color cover, but I did a black and white image because Brad's pin work is incredible, and you can really see it in this image. And of course, there's a lot more inside. Then we're going to have original art for sale from the artists. So Brad already has his here. So if you want to pick up some original art by Brad McDevitt, including stuff that appeared in Dungeon Crawl Classics, X-Crawl, Age of Cthulhu, all sorts of titles we've published, and other publishers, come by the booth and pick it up. Let's see, Will is also bringing by some original art. I think Stefan is too, and probably Peter when he gets here. So, over the next day or two, this whole section will be filled up with original art. And then we have the Doug Kovacs booth. So Doug has his section of the booth here, with a lot of his original art for sale, as well as prints, as well as his, if you haven't seen it, Doug did a coloring book this year, so pick up one of his coloring books. And he is running, if you don't know about it, there's DougCon. Every year at the Embassy Suites, Doug runs a special DCC game. This year it's called Inferno Road. Let's just say it involves cars and machine guns. Anyway, come check out Inferno Road at the Embassy Suites, pick up a postcard, and Doug, somewhere around here, he has an Inferno Road zine that he's selling as well. guys, that's the booth. It's going to be an awesome Gen Con. There's so much stuff here that I want to paw through. Actually, don't tell anybody, but the Appendix N section, some of that stuff I couldn't bear to sell, so I was kind of pulling stuff out that I'm taking home for my collection because it's awesome. Anyway, that's the booth, guys. Come on by. Hope to see you tomorrow.